Alright guys, we're back and we're about to break down this Lin Kuei trailer. Yes, I'm very late to the party, but taking my time making things just allows me to look at a lot more viewpoints and get a lot more ideas of what's really going on with this story and this lore. So I'm not really all for rushing out to have a video and then I miss a lot of things and then I'm going back with a new video to cover things that I missed the first time. And that could still happen, but I'd rather not happen so much because I'm trying to rush to get a video out there. So yeah, I'm about a week behind. However, we're here for it. So Lin Kuei trailer. It opens up with your boy Liu Kang talking about how the Lin Kuei is centuries old clan that was dedicated to Earth's defense. Now we already knew that from dialogue being spoke through recent gameplay trailers. Recent gameplays revealed. We already know that they're dedicated to Earth's defense and how through the bios and stuff, Sub-Zero, he doesn't want to do that anymore. He wants to take the Lin Kuei further than just being Earth's bodyguard, basically. And in like the next shot, we see Scorpion facing off against a huge militia. Most of the militia looks like they might be stiff like statues, possibly. I'm not sure because of a lot of the gray and the black color tone. However, the army, the small group of men who are running at him, they're skeletons. They're undead. They're zombie looking people. He is either facing off against what everyone has said, Onaga's undead, very well could be, or probably even people from the realm of chaos, because a lot of their faces look like Havocs. We have no idea how much of the realms they're going to keep, because already it looks like Adenia and Outworld have been flip-flopped or merged, or who knows, maybe Adenia is just taken out altogether. If they're keeping the Chaos Realm and Order Realm, which I truly hope, this could very well be them. Now, it has to be Onaga's men, don't get me wrong. Although I will say they're not wearing the same outfits that we've seen on Goro, who has an Onaga symbol on his chest, and on another soldier later in this video who has an Onaga symbol on his chest. So who knows? Maybe they really are people from Outworld. I mean, not Outworld, Chaos Realm. Maybe we will see Havoc. Or maybe it's a mixture of both. Maybe these are the undead army that belong to Onaga, and the general could be Havoc, and that would be sick. Have the small little general, his name is Havoc. Maybe General Shao falls throughout this game and story, and General Havoc rises to power in the next game or later throughout this story. Who knows? But these are definitely undead men. Everyone can agree on that. These are undead men. When I first saw the trailer, I maybe was just like, yo, wait a minute. But you see him for just a split second, so I couldn't process it because I was too busy looking at his Scorpion's heat being so intense that he melts their sword, burns them down, and melts their sword before him. That was pretty awesome. And then we have Sub-Zero talking about we're settling again for defending the Earth, and we should do things that are even bigger. He said we could help. And that's why I feel like Sub-Zero, like I said, everyone's like, oh, Sub-Zero is bad. He might be an antagonist. I do not think he's evil. I think he's just tired of how the Lin Kuei's been treated. He wants to do more with it. He probably sat back and watched his father put up with a whole lot of stuff and feels like, no, we were meant for even bigger and better things. I'm not about this. We need to move on to our full potential. And then we have the boy Smoke with the nice line of where there's smoke, there's fire. And I immediately was like, yo, taken back by the haircut and by the cool gas mask, which now makes sense. Understanding his bio, he has to use practical magic to create his effect of smoke. So he's not the embodiment of smoke, which means he can't be breathing in his own smoke. He works with that a lot, so he has to wear a mask. Meanwhile, his enemies are getting smoked out and lungs are going to crap. But yeah, he's back. He's part of the Lin Kuei. He's their brother, but everything just looks so cool. He says whatever it takes, I'm with you. I guess he's gonna have a lot of journey of trying to show his brothers he's fully for their case. It talks about in the bio how at one point he will decide to take on the Lin Kuei's or their motives on his own, which means even though he knows his parents, I'm sure he knows his parents were killed, He doesn't care. He's truly been drafted in by these people and taken in as a kid or as the Grandmaster's son to an extent himself. So he feels a part of the family. He's grown up with these brothers of his. You know, Scorpion tells him, we might not be blood, but we are brothers. As Sub Zero's walking up to him looking really pissed off. So who knows what's about to go on there. Then, of course, we get some awesome gameplay with Smoke. I'm not here for the gameplay, I'm here for the lore, but man, I'm gonna have some fun playing Smoke and Kenshi. Now, for cameos, I noticed we get both Sector and Cyrex in here. I wonder if that means they're not going to actually be part of the story when it comes to Lin Kuei ninjas. Or maybe they will be, but hopefully they're not cyborgs, because I've been waiting to get more of the ninja versions of Cyrex and Sector since we saw them in MK9. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, especially Cyrex, because yes, he's a black ninja. Love that. As someone who used to take martial arts, you sometimes we don't see enough of ourselves in martial arts, so it's really cool to have a black or African American martial artist in the video games. And I know there is Kai. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much of Kai because it's been so dang long, and then a lot of people are always just like, well, he's boring anyway. I'm gonna get into him and dive into his lore to see how interesting he is. But Cyrax was definitely someone who I was just like, yo, I respect it, I love it, down to the braids and everything, and he was pretty cool. I definitely hope that we see him as a regular ninja, but if he's not in here, I won't be mad. The cameo is still just as cool. I can fight as him. Now, we have the three brothers running up to this wall. Clearly, they are raiding a huge castle or a huge fortress, a huge military compound. This is also Scorpion or Sub Zero, I'm sorry, is talking about how we're meant for greatness. And then we see Sub Zero stab. Now, I truly think all of Onaga's soldiers under General Shao have this type of armor right here. This red and silver armor. I think that the undead, they're either, like I said, I think they're a different faction. They probably are Naga's army too, but they do have different armor. Now it could be because they died with that armor. Maybe Onaga is this ancient being. Maybe Onaga is dead himself and he will be resurrected throughout this game series. And maybe he's this ancient being who might have even been a part of the huge fight with the Takahashis, because they were decimated in battle. Maybe Onaga was and his men were also decimated in battle, but he will bring them back to life. We do have that Kenshi's going to play a big part of the story. I think it's going to be more than just learning about him gaining Sento and his still journey. I think he's going to actually have a significant part of the story, maybe a direct tie-in to Onaga. I think it is purposely done that they have two different armors on. We're past the age of, just creating generic ideas and looks for characters because we don't want to spend too much time. All these the Lin Kuei has like 3 or 4 different looks just between them, just between the Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Smoke. They all have different looks, and then the regular foot ninjas of theirs have a different look as well. So they purposely created 2 different distinct outfits for this Onaga army and the undead Onaga army. Again, maybe it's because they're old and that's the armor that they died with, or maybe because they're a whole sub faction that belong to the chaos realm, like I said in the previous video. Like I said earlier. After he stabs a soldier, we hear a voice talking about, the Lin Kuei, we've been expecting you. And Sub-Zero cuts his eyes over, then he drops the body down. And instead of just letting him fall, that is a little funny too, because it's almost like he's still in ninja mode where he's trying not to make noise. But when you look at them, they're all looking high up at something. They're not looking eye level with anybody. They're looking high up. So it could be Shao Kahn, or General Shao now. He's a big boy. However, my theory is it's actually Goro. Now, Goro is not as tall as he used to be in this game. We've already seen him as a cameo. But that cameo Goro is a part of the story. That's the exact same armor that we were just talking about. And he is still pretty tall. He was probably a foot taller than Melina. So maybe it's Shao, or maybe it's Goro. Maybe we're not getting Shao just yet. Maybe that's Goro fully talking again instead of these one-liners and stuff like that. Or like the Mortal Kombat movie where he just grunted. Um, I think maybe he said a one single line. I don't know, but yeah, they're looking up pretty high. Now it could just be that it's anybody Shao, Havoc, Goro who's just sitting up or standing up on something that's elevated. Yes, but I don't know. They do cut the camera or cut the scene right as they're looking up, and then they don't go back to it. So that's where I was just like, ooh, I wonder if they're looking at somebody really tall, like a Shogun warrior, specifically Goro. My evidence would be the dude that they just dropped had the same armor. But then one could say, well, why wouldn't it be another Shogun? Wouldn't Goro be with the rest of his Shogun people? Maybe, but Outworld has always been a mixed matched army of all kinds of different species. The Tarkatan, the Shogun, and at one point even the Centaurs, which is another thing, another big person we ain't seen who is supposed to be possibly a cameo. I would love for him to be playable, but more than likely it's just a cameo. It could be Motaro. And like how we just saw with Goro, the cameo Motaro could be from this timeline. Because the cameo Goro is from this timeline. Motaro's a big boy. It's a half horseman. And they also have this concerned, confused look. It could be at him saying, we've been expecting you. Or it could be because they're like, what the heck am I looking at? Possibly four-armed creature or half horseman. They're from Earthrealm, not Outworld. So a lot of these species will look very weird to them. So I don't know. That's my tidbit. I think it could be obviously the easy one to go with is Shao. But what if what if it's Motaro or what if it's Goro? That's gonna be pretty cool too. And see, that's another thing too, is before we move on, you have that right after they truly get their eyes set at what they're looking at, Smoke's eyebrows go up. I'm not sure if I was able to get the picture or not, because I'm trying to, go through each frame of this, but Smoke's eyebrows go up like, what the hell am I looking at? I don't know. Like I said, it has to be something that is truly shocking to them. It could easily just be a friend of theirs that's now dead, and maybe they're holding that body up, or a hostage, a friend of theirs that's hostage, or his family or something. But yeah, Smoke's eyebrows go from resting and looking at the same thing to going up. Like, hold up, what is this? That's my little theory there. So after some more gameplay, then we get the boy Rain, and Rain talking that smack. He's all like, we know that Liu Kang sent you here to learn our secrets. And to be honest, it's very interesting. Like, that means either they just really know what's up with Liu Kang and they're just not afraid of him, or they have a spy that is snuck amongst the ranks of Liu Kang and the champions that he's calling. And they could just very well just know, okay, Liu Kang's our opposition. If they're here, they're up under him. They just want to know what we got going on under our sleeves. Who knows? But these are two different scenes. The trailer cuts over to Smoke and Sub-Zero in another snowy area, like they were when they were killing off the men inside that camp that we just went over. And then it cuts over to Scorpion with Rain and MK2, MK3 Kung Lao. And honestly, this scene looks like it's the exact same scene of Scorpion melting those soldiers. It looks like the same type of background, old kind of cave. So I don't know. That's crazy. What if Rain summoned those beings, or maybe there's other people there in the room, but it's just a focus for this specific trailer. It's a focus on the Lin Kuei, so they just showcased Rain a little bit with him talking mess, like, rain will fall upon you. I'm about to put out that fire boy type stuff. I wouldn't be surprised at all if our next trailer we get is Outworld. That way we can get Katana, Melina, probably Sindel, General Shao, and maybe even Havoc or Onaga. But yeah, he's Rain is about that life, like he always is, talking mess, and daggers will fall upon you like rain. And if you look at this stage, awesome stage by the way, but if you look at this stage, it does look a lot like what we saw in the background when Scorpion melted down those undead army men. Then we get the reveal of Frost being in here. Now, them showcasing Sector, Cyrax, and Frost as cameos makes me think that they're not going to be in the game. In the actual story, I know Ed Boon says some cameo characters will be playable characters. However, I think that's just gonna really be with Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Goro, maybe a few others. I doubt with Sector, Cyrax, and Frost. Although I would love for them to be. We're already 12 characters in, have 12 more characters to go, and they can't all be Lin Kuei. Um, so maybe in the next game, I would love for Cyrax to be in here as a playable character, full on human ninja form. However, probably not gonna happen. But it is still cool to see that you could set up a whole Lin Kuei team. Having those as cameos, you could mix and match this however you want to. You could do Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero, or Scorpion, Scorpion, or again Sector Cyrax or Frost as your team up. And just the idea of a Scorpion, Scorpion setup, that's gonna be dirty. Or Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero. I don't think we've seen Sub-Zero's cameo, but that's gonna be dirty. Then he says we have Sub-Zero saying a Lin Kuei's flame cannot easily be taken out. I think that's interesting because I was just like, well, I thought the Lin Kuei was usually all about ice. The Grandmaster is a person who has ice powers passed down, a chiromancer, and they seem to always be like the ice is the highest power, but he says the flame. So they're speaking on fire being a very strong power too. So I guess Scorpion is nothing unnatural to them. Because I was like, I wonder if Scorpion's fire powers is unnatural to them. But it seems like they just dev in a lot of different powers, a lot of different supernatural powers. Ice, fire, smoke, all seem elemental based. And different types of elements. Like, it's not just water, air, and things like that, but instead we have a solid ice. We have fire and we have smoke, a gas. It seems like it's different layers to their elemental type powers. And maybe it doesn't just stop at elements. But yeah, however, for him to say the Lin Kuei's flame, fire is definitely something of great importance and high honor in their society. Unlike before, I don't remember them treating fire as anything of high honor, but always just ice. I wonder Sub-Zero and Scorpion's dad, what powers he had. If he was a chiromancer who passed that down, or if he was fire, or what if he was both? And his boys got one of each. That's going to be really interesting to see. I know it's a small line that I'm harping on right now, but it was something that, looking at it from a culture perspective, their culture, for him to say that, that's something that kind of runs deep in their culture and their mindset. The Lin Kuei's flame is not easily smothered. And then we get the classic Scorpion fatality, mask off, just a skeleton head burning you down. I'm pretty sure that's Rain because I see the cape draping down from his shoulder, who's just getting melted away after all that mess he talked, melted away and then blown up. In honor of the first trailer where Sub-Zero did the fatality and Scorpion was behind him. Now we have Scorpion doing the fatality and Sub-Zero standing next to his brother. Like, yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, man, this is a crazy trailer. Crazy trailer from learning more about the Lin Kuei, learning more that we're going to have uh, Smoke in here, and he's listed off as a brother of theirs, and then the bios that follow through. We're getting all kinds of Lin Kuei ninjas in here, Sector Cyrax. We're getting all the ninjas. All we need now is Reptile and Ermac, and hopefully that's revealed in the next gameplay trailer. If not, then it's gonna come down eventually. Ed Boon tweeted his little teaser again, indicating that we might get all the ninjas. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm hoping for reptile human form. But anyway, thank you again for checking out this video once again. God bless you all. I hope you all are continuing to have a prosperous year. And we're going to keep these videos popping out. Talk to you later.